Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with SouthernIndianaWeather.com. It is 5 Eastern as I am recording this quick little video update for you. We are now under a winter storm warning over a solid chunk of the southern Indiana and western Kentucky area here. Winter weather advisories in there for the rest of you. And it's all for this system that you see developing right here. It doesn't look overly impressive on radar yet, but but radar will begin to fill in as the hours start to go by here tonight. We got a lot of rain on the way, and eventually going to change to some sleet and freezing rain overnight as well. Can you spot the cold front as I put the temperatures on? Oh man, this thing is just powerful for you. Actually, the cold front's a little advanced further from what you see on here. This the fronts only update every 3 hours on this, and so very fast moving front. As you can see, just take a look at the dramatic temperature zone between this. So you've got 61 up here, and just a few miles away you've got 31 degree temperature drop in that short of a span. Once this front plows through overnight here tonight, our temperatures are going to drop like a rock. And so any water that we've got standing on the roads from all this wet, even though the road temperature's up because we made it into the 60s today across the area, those road temperatures will crash eventually too. They'll go down a little slower than what the surface temperatures will, but with surface temperatures crashing hard behind this, folks, this is the kind of air that we've got waiting for us as the precipitation falls. That's the kind of air that's going to be moving our way after this cold front plows through here. And so there will be some flash freezing of this on the roadways, no doubt, any water that's standing and ponded. Plus, we're going to have precipitation continue to fall, and it looks like we're going to have some rain and freezing rain out of this. You can see all of the winter advisories that are for this storm. I mean, just look at this. It stretches all the way down here from Arkansas and goes all the way up to Maine up here. I mean, just absolutely insane, really, for our portion of the area. Everything in pink here underneath of a winter storm warning. If I sort of zoom in on this for you, it maybe might help you to see it just a little bit better. So basically everything from Monroe County, Bloomington, southward towards the Ohio River here, except for the tiny little portions, Dearborn, Ohio, Switzerland, and Ripley counties there, controlled by National Weather Service. Wilmington not under this. The Indy area underneath of a winter weather advisory. But listen, whether you're under an advisory or a warning, honestly, it's just a headline. It really doesn't matter. You're going to end up getting what you end up getting out of this. So let's sort of talk about this. Let's look at the high-res rapid refresh, the HRRR model, shortest term model that we have, the highest res data that we have. It takes these scattered showers that we have through the evening and watch how the radar fills in. So we're going to have a very wet night ahead of you. That's concerning to me again, because as the flash freeze happens, we're going to have water on the roads. Another thing that's concerning about this is that NDOT is not going to be able to do a lot of pre-treating with this, because it's just going to wash away. And so as a result of that, you're not going to have a lot of roads pre-treated when the ice starts to hit, and so that could cause some real problems with this. And as we take a look at this, you see there the freezing rain starts to come, and the sleet being here in purple, and it just starts to mix into the area before we start transitioning to snow early tomorrow morning. Let me take you to the high-res NAM. This one goes out just a little bit further, and it will take you through the entire storm here. Again, watch how radar begins to fill in as we go through the overnight hours, and this suggests that by 1 Eastern time, you got the freezing rain line here starting in everything, and pink is your freezing rain. Your sleet is over here in your purple. And then as you go throughout this, as you take you through the morning time hours, by about 4 a.m. or so, now you've got freezing rain as far as up here into the Paoli area, down here into getting into Crawford County. It's past Bloomington. By this point, you notice it kind of angles, but it's changing over to sleet here. That's an encouraging thing, because ice I don't really want, but if I'm going to get anything, I'd rather have sleet than I would ice any day, because ice pellets don't stick to power lines like what freezing rain will. And so that will be a big concern. Some have asked, will there be power outages with this? I would not doubt it. It's just going to depend in what form it falls down. If it all falls as freezing rain and we don't get sleet, we could be in trouble here. Either way, this takes sleet then over most of the area as you get into about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then you notice that you start to work in the snow from about 10 a.m. here till about 1 p.m. somewhere during that time frame. You start to see the snow work in, and then snow cuts through as the low pulls away, and then by the time you're into the dark hours of the late evening hours, that's when you got this pulled away. How much freezing rain could we expect out of this? The high res data here gives us a tenth to 2/10 of an inch over much of the area, unfortunately. Snow on this particular run, you can see this is where the heavier snow swath is closer towards the Ohio River, and then sort of in a swath up like this. But most of the area gets in on a decent amount of snow out of here. Here is my updated second call future snowcast. I don't know if this will be my final one or not. We'll look at the models as they come in tonight and see whether I need to reissue some thoughts. But here's the way I'm thinking of things right now. In general, a good chunk of Indiana under a 1 to 3 inch snow with this. And then in the heavier areas here, closer towards the Ohio River in the southeastern Indiana, over into Kentucky and up towards Cincy, you're looking at a 3 to 5 and a plus on that, because frankly there could be locally higher amounts, and really there could be locally higher amounts with any of these, but that's the area I think it's most likely. You also see the red dashed circle there. That's where I believe up to a 2/10 of an inch of ice could fall in the form of freezing rain as a result of that. So timeline on this, again, rain changes to ice from about 2 to 6 a.m. from the west across to the east. The ice then changes to snow from about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. west to east. Significant travel impacts are likely with this, and again, locally higher snow totals will be possible with this as things go on. And remember, folks, one final thing to remember, these are ranges, and they are ranges for a reason here, folks. So if you're watching this in Evansville and you're saying, I'm going to get 3 inches. No, you're into the 1 to 3 inch range. You could get 1, or you could get 3, or anything in between. So do keep that in mind, folks. A lot of people automatically like to default to the top one on these, but it's a range for a reason. It's a range because all of the data is so scattered about, and this is really the only way that we could accurately forecast. You may get an inch in Evansville, and Newburgh may get 3 inches, and that's how close there could be some things with this. So that there'll be a wide discrepancy, a wide variance in snow totals with this kind of a setup. There really be. The good news is, though, if you're wanting some snow, we're finally getting some. But the bad news is we got some ice to get through first. Travel going to be hairy probably tomorrow morning, and possibly even worse as you get through the day, because keep in mind that it takes your snowplow crews on our state highways and interstates takes them a couple hours to get back to the start of their route, so they're not going to be able to keep up with this and get everything cleared off, especially if it comes down pretty heavy at times. So that's where we stand right now. I'll have another update for you, probably not a video, but I'll have another update for you tonight as we go through this. Toying with the idea of a Facebook Live later, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. I have a meeting that I have to lead tonight, but once I get back from that, it may be too late for that. But we will just see. Keep it tuned to Southern Indiana Weather here on Facebook, at Southern INWX on Twitter for more throughout the evening. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night. Stay safe tomorrow, and happy winter.